How many hip parades did you get today?
We went double digits today. Just to practice.
You talk about the 2 fourth down calls. I mean, pretty conservative all year, and you just go for it today. Any particular reason?
Well, you know, the one that was in that, what was it, 36? Yeah. Huh?
33.
Yeah, you know, we were talking, there wasn't much wind, but the wind was blowing from that direction, so we thought, and I even said at the down before, we're going to go for it on 4th down just because, you know, it wasn't quite field goal and it wasn't quite, I didn't want to punt. And then the other one, you know, had a pretty good feel for what they were doing up front, and so called that play to, you know, on an outside bounce play, basically, and thought that, you know, if we make it, you know, it's game over, and if we don't make it, they've got 99 3/4 of a yard to go, and they needed 2 scores. So, you know, it seemed pretty safe, really.
Huge momentum swing when that tight end is 35, 40 yards in the open.
Oh, big time, yeah. That was you know, that was a busted coverage and a big play for them. Possibility.
What made you feel best about what you guys did, other than winning? What made you best about it?
You know, I think what makes me feel best is it's kind of emphasizes the point, or proves the point that I've thought all along: this team has never quit. You know, they just have kept working, and you know, it hasn't always looked very good, but you know, I think that that work is paying dividends. We're definitely, you know, fighting to make plays, and many guys are getting better.
Is that the vision you hoped for, and how the whole game played out between offense, defense, and everything?
Mostly the scoreboard is what I would envision the most. That's probably the most important part.
You talked in camp about Murphy just being a guy that seems to come up with plays, and
yeah,
this play might have won.
That was really a doubly smart play. I mean, he's playing in a coverage where the weakness, if you're going to get hurt there, is going to be to the inside, and so he kind of made them try to play to the strength of the coverage and took that away, and they threw it to him. So I thought that was an awesome play. That was really smart. That was a good physical play, but it was just a real smart play too.
Just before that, with Cook's fumble, you guys looked like you had a handy lead, and then
didn't look so good right then. I think Brandon got surprised by a guy off the edge, and they had run a twist and gotten a guy free on us, and then of course the fumble, and they had pretty good momentum going right then.
Talk about your receivers, James and then Hatfield coming in.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you guys know it, but Jordan Bishop broke a bone in his foot right in the pregame warm-up.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Tough pregame today. And 2011 has brought a lot of different stuff. And but you know, and then so all of a sudden Kevin Cummings, who's got the bad ribs, you can tell he's really hurting out there. So Micah Hatfield goes in. I think Micah's, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a good player. And I was glad to see him make some plays today, and that's what happened there. And of course, really glad for James to break that record. Although, you know, I say that, and we've coached all the guys that he just beat out, you know, Haas and Newsom and Strotter, and so we're proud of them all. He's in great company, let's say that, but he deserves it, and he's grown a ton as a receiver here, and it's pretty exciting for all of us for him to have that record.
Like, did you not have Agnew available?
Yeah, we did, but we just rotated the other 2 guys more. You know, we feel good about all of them, but that was just their day to get a few more.
How thrilled were you for the seniors to get this win, the way the season's gone for the last year? I think it's great, you know, and play their last game in our stadium and win against a rival team like the Huskies. I think it's awesome.
How much do you credit the seniors in getting a win like this, despite the season that you guys have had?
Well, without their kind of perseverance and toughness, really, to stay with it, we had no chance to do this today. You know, when you're doing as badly as we are on the record side of it, if your seniors are don't stay in it, you're done. So they gave us a chance to do this.
Like, what did you see change with your defense against Polk? I mean, the first quarter.
Yeah, it was scary. I was going, this is going to be a long day again. But you know what? I think we just did I think the biggest difference is we played better on the perimeter of our defense. You know, early on, we made a lot of good plays on the inside, but they were hitting us with sweeps and the cracks out there. And I thought that we just got better containment and more pursuit to the balls that were outside. I thought that was probably the thing that happened the most, and we continued to be fairly strong inside.
Sean seemed to really play under control today. I mean, what did you think of his play?
I don't think he's played any differently in any game. I think he's just like that all the time. I think he was given more time, and we had more guys open, and that's probably the difference, you know. But he what you said is true. It was good.
Marcus said they were a little slow to get over on the shallow crossing routes, and you guys burned them, what, 3, 4, 5 times maybe?
You know, and I don't know that I'll have to look at it, Paul, for sure. And I don't know if it was always because of man coverage or I know 2 of them were because they were chasing a man on the shallow. But that's a tough chase. You know, I think that, you know, you got to beat him on that, and then Sean goes through a pretty good progression, actually. And he hit a couple, when we had the shallow cross coming, he hit a couple balls that were out the other side before it even got there. So I thought he made real good choices today, except for the one interception he threw.
The long throw out of the end zone, Marcus said he was a little worried about it because Sean would be throwing from the end zone. Were you equally worried?
You know, I didn't. Obviously, you worry about it, but you know, that kid has a knack of kind of knowing when he's in trouble and usually getting rid of the ball, even if it's not going to be a completion. And so, you know, I thought the previous play when we tried to throw out of there, I thought he had a lot of poise on that, and he kind of waited. And I thought there should have been a pass interference call on that play, actually. But then I'm glad there wasn't, because then we almost had a shot at 99-yarder, and that was a nicely thrown, nicely run route, nicely thrown ball, and good protection.
How huge is the challenge next week at Austin?
As big as it gets. You know, it's Oregon is really, really good, as everybody knows. So it will be a huge challenge. But you know, I know our guys will be excited about watching our film tomorrow and then getting ready for the Ducks for the rest of the week.
How indicative is it of this team's growth this year that you had a number of penalties early, some turnovers later that really could have swung things, and they didn't seem ruffled by it at this point?
No. I think that there was a lot of stuff like that today, Kip, that I was proud of, and that's one of them, because you know there were times, especially after the fumble late, that you know, everybody could have kind of lost their poise and got nervous and, you know, not made any more plays. And then we come up with 2 of the biggest plays of the game right after that: Murphy's interception and Mannion to Wheaton.
After what happened last week with Stevenson, came back with 3 touchdowns today. Can you kind of talk about his performance?
Yeah, he's probably indicative of the kind of the whole team, I would say. You know, I mean, everybody just stays with it. You know, we've made a lot of mistakes, and you know, even as coaches, we like to have a lot of those times back where we could play again, but we can't do that. So what you do is work on it this next week and try not to make the same mistakes again. And so obviously Javon personally was able to put it out of his mind, and then the team from there kind of did the same thing.
With the Rodgers injury, do you expect him to play next week?
He expects to play. That's probably the best way to put it, Phil. I think that he said that to me at halftime. So.
Already thinking about next week?
Yeah, because he knew he wasn't playing the second half, so he said it'll be all right.
Anybody else mind? Things or?
Jordan Bishop.
Just the Bishop thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Anything okay with watching?
Yeah, that's another one that's going to be questionable. He sprained his shoulder.
Who?
Obum Gwacham.
On that interference?
Yeah.
And did you see Bishop, the foot thing?
I didn't see it. I didn't even know about it until we had come back out after pregame. Brennan came up to me and said that they're inside x-raying his foot, because I think he just kept going and then went in and then was having a lot of trouble with it. Then they x-rayed it in here and came out and told us.
Same foot that he had.
I think so.
Anything else, Coach?
Thank you.
Thank you.